Lightbody technology involves a use of Lightbody in a way that is possible by the Lightbody methods and procedures that are learned from the Lightbody masters. The Lightbody masters have knowledge because they have learned this knowledge or have that knowledge by transference or implant or other means. The apprentice learns the knowledge by those means as well. But the best way is through direct experience, which is taught by the master. The apprentice has available methods of learning Lightbody technology, yet in the practice of Lightbody technology, the apprentice does not have to learn everything, only what is necessary to achieve their own goals. Therefore, by being aware of what they can do in the total, is good because it allows the individual apprentice to choose their path of Lightbody fulfillment. And using these energies or abilities or powers, which are Lightbody powers, involves the use of advanced imaginary abilities. And this is normally gained through having a particular type of mindset that is based on a ability to construct images in the imagination or the mind's eye in order to do the kind of Lightbody work. This has often been termed magic, and it is because the way that this works is by working in the other world, the Lightbody world. This is a world that we all go in at times and all visit, yet we have our own Lightbody right within us, normally all the time, or most of the time. And it is only on occasion that we travel out of our Lightbody, and those occasions are normally very rare, and it is normally only during sleep or accidents or death that occurs. So it has to be a very guarded experience, the leaving of the body, the physical body, by the Lightbody. It has to be one that is taught, one that is the person practicing Lightbody manipulation or magic has to know how to work their Lightbody without letting their physical body undergo harm. The problem with Lightbody technology is that it requires a certain amount of energy, and that energy is so great normally that it depletes the physical body and causes the physical body to age faster, look older, be less functional if the healer or the Lightbody worker is not able to use that Lightbody energy effectively. So the Lightbody worker is, in fact, has to look after themselves first before they even attempt some of this kind of Lightbody work, or know that they're in danger of being depleted of their Lightbody energy. Because Lightbody energy is like another type of energy, but it is not something that you can just give away. It is something that you can generate, you can transfer, and you can make available either through your aura or through your Lightbody. And the Lightbody world is a Lightbody world. It is a world where you can let your Lightbody go and do its work. And it has direct contact with the physical world. So where you go in your Lightbody is where you can go in your physical body. Well, not always, because out in space or different planets or under the earth, these are all places that the Lightbody can go that the physical body may not be able to go until, maybe the technology will improve at some point. But to be able to use Lightbody enabled the Lightbody practitioner or master, Lightbody master, to do all sorts of things, and in their own pursuit of their own fortune in this world, they have to look after themselves first. And this involves looking after their health, their finances, their fortunes, their career, their status, and their family. So it's all part of being a Lightbody worker, is to protect oneself and to be part of the Lightbody world is to be able to have an interconnection that is supportive so that there is not a loss, really. It is a building all together. And all this kind of mutual support from all within the network of Lightbody workers enables Lightbody work to go on. Although there are Lightbodies in everybody, and the Lightbody worker can see that, the Lightbody workers only work with their own particular patients or their own charges. The people that they're teaching, their apprentices, their students, are those that they are working with in their family or otherwise. So the Lightbody work can take many forms, many religions, and it can occur over different times and spaces. So this kind of work is something that you might be doing now, but you might be working on something in the future or working on something in the past. What is it? Well, it is a type of joining of all these things together that the Lightbody is able to do. And the Lightbody worker has to know how to do that. That's why they follow different procedures to get different things done. And what the idea is that you have to basically do things in certain ways with certain types of visual parameters or templates in order to accomplish the Lightbody work. And one can learn these kinds of things because they are basic and can be taught by a Lightbody master in a Lightbody school. The Lightbody apprentice needs to know exactly what they need to know, which means they need to know that there are a set of procedures, there are a set of goals, and that can be taught. That can be sort of taught by the self, but if one tries to learn this on oneself, by oneself without a teacher or a master, what if you go wrong? What if you open up yourself the wrong way? But then having a bad master might be just as bad or worse. And so the Lightbody worker has to beware and know what they're getting into and how they're getting into it. And that's why having a kind of knowledge of the Lightbody world is essential, to be able to know where you're going, and being in a place to know where you're coming from is also good. And it lends to your whole experience in the here and now. By seeing in the Lightbody world, one can see where you're going to be and where you have been. That means you can have a visual and even auditory experience of Lightbody life in previous lives and future lives and alternate lives in other worlds. These are all available to the Lightbody worker. The Lightbody master has a tap on the universe and their own lineage, their own skills, their own identity. It is not lost. It is within your Lightbody knowledge. It is within the Lightbody identity. It is within your identity. And what you learn is part of your identity. What you do is part of your identity. What you regret is part of your identity, and what you cherish is part of your identity. There's many things that go into making the Lightbody, and what happens is the Lightbody has certain experiences that it can accumulate through time. Lightbody experience is such that it can be accessed by that individual Lightbody or other Lightbodies, and the Lightbody archive of knowledge is eternal, and it is through the Lightbody accessing of knowledge, the archives, that gives such a great strength to the Lightbody knowledge. This Lightbody knowledge extends across the worlds, across the universe. And where does one find the Lightbody knowledge? In most cases, it's found within the individual. It's found within you. It's found within your time, your space, your mind. How do you do it? How is it accomplished? It can be accomplished in various manners. The easiest manner is to follow a procedure that allows you to develop Lightbody skills. knowing about light body is the first thing. And being able to manifest your light body out in the world is the second thing. And that's why you learn light body manifestation skills. And also the next stage after that is light body communication skills. So those three steps are the first steps in light body. And the first step in light body is realization of your light body. And that means realization of you and yourself, or you outside yourself. And that's why light body education is so important, because where are you going to find the you that is outside yourself if it isn't going to leave you? How does you leave you? How does you become part of something else, like the greater whole? How does you extend? How do you extend? How is that extension possible, and what does it mean? And why would one want to do that, and how is that done if one wanted to? Well, those things are answerable. Those things are part of light body knowledge. Those things are part of the experience that the master teaches the apprentice. That type of knowledge is part of the overall knowledge base of light body wisdom. Light body wisdom extends through time and extends through space and other minds, alien minds, and so one can draw upon the light body wisdom throughout space and time. The application of light body wisdom is basically possible if the apprentice is able to use their own innate skills to do the visualization exercises, the concentration exercises, the energy exercises, the devotional exercises, and the manifestation exercises as well. There are many types of ways in which one learns how to manifest the light body energy, the light body being the light body. To be oneself, outside oneself, to be oneself in another world, another realm, takes a lot of concentration. And that's why light body training is essential. Light body concentration is most essential because one needs to remember exactly what you are doing when you're doing it, and why you're doing it, and the exact procedure that you're going to use to do what you have to do, what you want to do. Getting lost in procedure is very time-consuming, and if the procedure isn't followed, it can mean difficulties, setbacks, and expensive kinds of problems. So by being prepared, by having foreknowledge of what you're going to do, by having backup systems, by having common sense, essentially, allows the light body worker to work in a way that can affect change throughout the worlds that they need to affect them.